Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about how to increase your Fixa on your weapons as well as your armors, because I know a lot of people are just rocking Fixa 3 at the moment, but did you know you can get to Fixa 5 relatively easily? Now, the very first thing I want to say is thank you, Samurai Rider, for actually giving me this video idea in the stream chat. They also requested a special shout out to their team, Kairu of Enlightened, as apparently their team has helped them out a lot as well. So the way that this method works is fairly simple. We're simply going to head over to the shop and go over to the Meseta treasure shop, and you're going to notice here that there are 4 weapons on sale every single day. Now, the thing is, you actually get a free refresh as a free-to-play player, and if you're a premium member, you get 2 refreshes. And so you actually get 8 weapons every single day. Now, it doesn't really matter what the weapon is. What matters is it gives you a level 3 Fixa. And what you can do with these level 3 Fixas is you can actually use them as fodder in order to increase your Fixa 3 that is already on your Acosalio weapon or whatever weapon that you're using, as long as it's within the series. So whether it's Exalio, Duosalio, Trisalio, as well as Acosalio, it has to be from this family of weapons. But nevertheless, you'll be able to use this as fodder to upgrade that to Fixa 4. And then once you get it to Fixa 4, you can just use all of these fodders, smash them together, get a bunch of Fixa 4s, and smash that into your actual weapon to try to get Fixa 5. And you can do the exact same method with your armors as well. So we're going to buy all of these weapons over here. So you can see that actually cost me a little bit of money, not that much actually, just 100,000-ish. And then once you've purchased those weapons, we're simply going to head over to the item lab here. So once you talk to the item lab, you're actually going to go to preset skills over here, and you're going to go to enhance preset skills. Once you're here, you're going to click on your actual weapon. So in this case, we're going to be using the Acosalio Gunblade. Now, under normal circumstances, if you are a Slayer main and you're actually using a Gunblade as your primary weapon, you do not want Fixa Fatale. You want Fixa Termina, all right? You want the crit damage. The reason why I have Fixa Fatale over here is because I'm not actually using the Gunblade. As you can see, it's multi-weapon with a bow. I'm actually using this as a bow replacement because I used it in a video. All right, so we're going to click on the Gunblade, and you can see here is a list of all of the 4 weapons that we just bought in the treasure shop. As you can see, it does not matter what Fixa it is, you're still able to use it. So our weapon over here was Fixa Fatale, right? But the fodder that we're using is a Fixa Termina. We're going to click on this, you're going to click yes, and you can see here there is a 10% chance that it will upgrade the Fixa 3 to Fixa 4. Now, there are ways to increase the chances over here. As you can see here, there are a bunch of preset skill enhanced success rates, plus 10%, 15%, 30%, 40%, 100%, or even 5%. I don't really know why the 5% is under the 100% for some reason, but nevertheless, there are a bunch of these little boosters that will help. For those who are wondering, where do you even get this? Unfortunately, you are going to need to spend your star gems on those support scratches. I don't know if there's one going on right now. I think it just went away a couple weeks ago. So yeah, unfortunately, there is no SG support scratch going on right now, but that was where you could obtain them. But since you're going to be able to purchase 8 of these weapons every single day, so you're going to have 8 attempts, personally, I don't really think it's necessary to put any of these boosters unless you have a lot of them. Like, you know, I have 50 of these 10% boosters, so I might as well use them. So we will use a 10% booster and we'll get a 20% chance. Do not use any of your item preservers over here. These are very, very expensive, and you know, they're considered more rare. So personally, I would not use any of the protections. I would just use the boosters instead. Please do not take that out of context. I do think that you should use protection sometimes, most of the time, yes. Anyway, we're gonna click yes over here, and here we go, and it failed. So we're just gonna try that again. We're gonna click on our main weapon, and then we're gonna click on the other fodder that we got, because again, we bought 4 pieces of fodder, and you can buy 8 every single day as a free-to-play player, so it's like whatever. So we try again, and wha-bam, it failed. No worries, we still got 2 more attempts. We're gonna again right here, wha-bam. Here's the 3rd attempt, doesn't work, and we'll try the 4th attempt. So yes, you are gonna burn through this fodder very, very quickly. However, as you can see, you know, out of 4 tries, we managed to get it with a 20% hit rate, so that was great. So now we have a Fixa Fatale 4. So the next step is actually very simple. What we're gonna do is we're gonna head back to the treasure shop over here, the Meseta treasure shop, and you're gonna refresh this. Now, under normal circumstances, you do not want to spend the 10 star gems over here to refresh. However, for the sake of the video, since I used all my free pulls already, I'm gonna refresh with 10 star gems. So I'm gonna refresh over here, and wabam, you can see there's another 4 weapons that show up. So we're gonna buy all 4 weapons. Now, of course, it is going to cost 120,000, but it's not the end of the world because getting a Fixa 5 is pretty badass. So we're going to buy all this, we're going to say yes, and once you've purchased that, this time you're actually going to go to preset skill, enhance preset skill, but instead of using your main weapon, you're going to use the fodders to smash them together to try to get a Fixa 4. The reason for this is because when I click on my main weapon, there is no other fodder that is Fixa 4. So we're going to have to make a Fixa 4 fodder by smashing things together. So we're gonna smash our gunblade over here with this bow, say yes, and there's a 10% chance. We're gonna use a 10% booster, 20% chance to upgrade that Fixa. We're gonna try, and it's a fail. We're gonna try that again, say yes, 10% booster, wabam. That's gonna fail, and then we're gonna try it one more time, and hopefully this one's a success, and wabam. Right? Okay, unfortunately it did not work. However, if it did work, what would happen is I would be able to smash this Fixa 4 Acosalio Gunblade with this other Fixa 4 Acosalio Gunblade in order to get a 10% chance to get a Fixa 5. But since you have so many attempts every single day, you basically just keep trying over and over and over, and eventually you will get a Fixa 5 weapon. And remember, you can do this with your armors as well. Now, the armors are going to take a little bit longer because you only get 1 armor per refresh on this page. So as a free-to-play, you're going to be able to buy 2 armors every single day and 8 weapons. If you're premium, you're going to be able to buy 12 weapons and 3 armors. So, you know, definitely take advantage of this, as this does not go away until like 2 months. So you have a lot of time to do this. So even if you have the worst RNG, you literally can just keep trying until you get a Fixa 5 onto your weapon. Now, for my business-minded oriented players out there, you can technically use an Exalio weapon, smash all those Fixas into an Exalio weapon, get a high Fixa, and sell that on the market. Right? So for example, certain weapons are in high demand, such as gunblades, such as katanas. So if you can get a high Fixa on that weapon, you could sell it for a decent price because people will be able to buy that weapon, transfer that Fixa directly onto their main weapon, and skip the entire gambling process. So that is something to think about if you didn't know what else to use all of the weapons from the treasure shop, or you thought that 120,000 was a huge investment. Well, considering that your cost is 120,000 in order to make a lot more money, as we can see here with the katanas, and these aren't even the most valuable ones. Like, people don't really want Fixa Unwicks. You can definitely go with a Bandak, you could go with the Fatals and other stuff. Apparently a lot of people really like the Bandaks, and you can even go with a color variant as well to increase the value, as some people will be buying this to use as their main weapon or upgrade it, so forth and so on. But I think the majority of players would buy this and just immediately transfer the Fixa onto their Acosalio weapon. But this definitely puts a lot of value into all of these free weapons that you can get from the treasure shop, as you can transfer all of those Fixas onto Exalio weapons and use them as fodder on the Exalio weapons to make a high Fixa. So that is definitely some food for thought, since the katanas are actually worth a lot of money. So hey man, you know, if you don't have anything else to build and you don't want to just be wasting your money on buying the fodders over here for yourself, you can always use the Exalio weapons and make a little bit of money that way. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.